Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy from across the Shuck, and you're very welcome back to the channel. Well, you see by the title, the very humble Spearpoint. It's just a knife that is so... I'm trying to think of the right words. It's plain, it's simple, it's generic, it's just... There's so many different variations on it, as in shape-wise, which amazes me because, I mean, this is probably the most sold spear point in the world. This is the Sactus of Victorinox. This is just a single-bladed one with the A-lock scales. I personally think this is a fantastic knife to give a youngster when they're starting to get a full-size knife. This, to me, the 91 millimeter, whatever they are, is just fantastic. You have enough blade there to do anything you want to do. All right, the steel is not tremendous, but it isn't bad either. Definitely not bad for an EDC carry. And especially for a youngster, a young boy, young girl, doesn't really matter. I think as a full-size knife, when you're giving a child something, I think it is beautiful. You're nearly guaranteed every time that the fit and finish is going to be exceptional. This one's a little bit off-centre, but it's not rubbing, which is absolutely fine. I mean, I think these are about £30. This is just a single blade, and I know I take fun out of sack knives, but they have a purpose and they have a place. They wouldn't be the world's most best-selling knives if they didn't. I mean, I'm not stupid. Well, let's not go into that one. But as a knife, this is a knife. It's not a multi-tool. And I think and they make different models of single-bladed knives, larger and smaller. So they do make a fantastic knife. This as a knife, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, and I sort of put it with Rough Rider. If you want the more traditional looking, this is, although it's not modern, but it is a more modern variety. Rough Rider do some cracking spear points. This one's much fatter. This one's, a thinner type. And for me, one of the best things in a country that's not a knife-loving country at the moment, because there's so many stabbings about, and I suppose I can't blame people, but, I mean, I know the knives don't do it, but a lot of people don't. This Barlow, which I love, and the clip point, which is my favourite pattern, it's very stabby, pokey looking compared to just the simple spear point, which is what most people are used to seeing. And I just think this is one of the best bargains out there. It really is as an EDC knife. There's nothing in my day that this won't do. And the joy of having a knife with a very simple blade steel, and it's why I love carbon steel so much, it's just so easy to sharpen. This simple 10-pound sharpener, this is super. You just take this out. There's a little ceramic in there. I never use it. Never use it. I just use this. Use the back of this, and I just sharpen any blade that's starting to go off. And when you're using a knife and it's starting to go off, all you have to do is a couple of little turns on this. Just put your blade on it, gently rub it across it, nothing hard, and this will realign any blade and keep it sharp. Absolutely super little thing, and it literally costs about £10. And you get a really nice edge back on the blade. It takes no time at all. I just think that the combination of this and this is just tremendous. And you've got, a perfectly four handles here. You can put your hand up here, but you've got a couple of stops before you're going to cut yourself. But it is very simple. It comes down, it'll stop there or there before it gets to there. So, and if you've got a curved blade or a recurve, this top bit here is perfect. You just do the same thing. You don't have to change your style. And once you learn where you're going to set your knife on this, this is an amazing little retriever during the day if you're having to use it hard. And it works on the 440A that Rough Rider do as well. So, I mean, it is a just fantastic addition. And if you're going to buy a child or a youngster, or if you're just starting out and it's a knife you fancy, for goodness sake, buy yourself one of these. It's Victorinox. It's made for these knives. Such a simple little task. And I use it on a lot of my knives. my carbon steel knives. If I'm going out and I'm only taking one knife with me, say, I'll put this in my pocket. It just clips in. It weighs nothing. It's a feather-light thing. And for years I pushed this, and I think it's a fantastic tool to revive a knife. You know, it isn't going to give you the ultra sharp if you're really looking for a mirrored edge. That's not what it's for. It's to revive a knife that's lagging behind, and you don't want it to go blunt. Stick it on there. Stick it on there. Super knife. So the Spearpoint, why I think it's my most used and carried knife, to be honest. My most used. Although I do like my Barlows, but I've also got Barlows that have got Spearpoints on them. And I'm going to show you a few different varieties. I mean, this is just number one. This is just a perfect Spearpoint. You've got the tip, you've got a bit of belly, and you've got a bit of straight. That's what a knife needs to have to be a useful working tool. Now, not saying that they all have to have a belly, because you've got Wharncliffes, you've got... Once you learn how to use a knife, any knife is the best knife on the day, because it's the only one you've got. And you need to be able to learn to use all your knives to do different jobs. And that's why we carry different knives each day, so that we can learn and be comfortable with every single knife blade. And for me, that's the thing. So there's a starter, the most famous one of all. Let's go on to a more simple one. This is a small, I'm just going to put this as a comparison knife, if you like. This is a thinner, smaller blade. This one is a Southern and Richardson Sheffield. Little tiny pen knife. It's not a tiny pen knife, pen blade with a normal size handle. You can get 4 fingers on that handle, but it's a smaller little Spearpoint, and it's got the same 3 things. It's got a point, it's got a belly, and it's got a bit of flat. And this wee knife, again, although even much smaller than this one, will do most things in my day. Every day, most things this wee knife will do. So we'll leave that there, and we'll put that beside it. And then I'm going to move up to now. This is more of a fancy one. This is Ashley Harrison, and I've had a couple this year off Ashley, and I had one off his father. Just little Spearpoints. I mean, to be honest, to me they're like larger pen blades. That's all they are. Again, point, belly, flat. Just so good for everything. It will do anything. And because they're not big, bulky knives, even getting down to the point, you don't have to lift your hand up that far. You're not going to hurt yourself. But, I mean, it will do anything. It will cut a newspaper clipping out just as well as it will cut your scone, as Justin would do. And Mikey will use his work for stripping wires. And I will just do whatever I find to do. That's what I want to do. So, again, another slimmer version, but still thicker than this one. If you can see that, you still got a much bigger blade and a thicker body on it. There you go. So I mean, again, a super knife. And the other thing about, like I was saying about the clip point, these are not scary blades. These are not the blades that sheeple are going to run away from, because they're just everyday blades. And I'm sort of going up in size. Do you see the different sizes of blades? This next one is another old Ashley. I bought off Instagram. This one is a much fatter in depth wise. It's deeper. I think more slicey. Oh, the blade is much the same, but this having that depth is just lovely. It's a bit stubbier. It doesn't have, if you put them together, you see it doesn't have that sharp point, but it's a point. And it will do everything. I've never not put it in and pulled something and cut it. Never not, because my knife is always sharp. So I have no problem with the thickness of this bit on the top. Yes, this might do it a puncher a little bit better than this, but I don't do a lot of puncturing. If you do, you need to see something. It's just, but it is, and it just, they make me feel secure. That's what these do. These are knives that make me feel secure, that during any day, I can take any one of these out and I know it will cover any task that I have. And it's just simple as that. It will cover any task that I have. And the next one I'm going to go up is a GEC. And I love this blade shape. This is what I start to call now the fat spear. Thinner down here, fatter up here. Very slim, Fantastic slicer. I mean, there's nothing to that blade. It's just, and you can see these are all user knives. These are ones that I've got used to. And again, it doesn't have a huge grit spear, as you will see on there. You know, it's not that pointy stabby. And again, it's not meant to be. This is just a beautiful knife. This is a number 56 pattern. All right. 85. Close. Is it 85? Yeah, 85 pattern. I was close. Not that bloody close. So this is a teardrop shape. Beautiful in hand. 4-finger grip. And just a knife that I will happily do any task with. And last is my newest. And this one has blown me away. I'm always blown away with my Ashleys. I'm a GECs, I like them. I love my older knives. And I even like a Victorinox every now and then. But this one, this is one that I got Ashley to make for me. We gave him what we wanted and he took it away and ran with it. You've got this beautiful bird's eye pivot, smaller than you would normally see, but it doesn't take away from the shape of the handle. This is in a sawbuster style, but I didn't want a drop point sawbuster blade. I wanted a spear point. And look at that spear point. Is that not just the most delicious spear point? And you can see the difference in the thickness of this knife. Not thickness, depth. Depth of this knife, because yes, it maybe is a little bit thicker on the blade. It will not be that much, but it's about the same in length. But you have this. This is my workhorse. This is one that I take out, and I know I'm going to cover every job I have with this knife. It's just stupendous. This one's an 01 tool steel. Sorry, 1095 in this 0101. That'll be just a cheap carbon. It's an older knife, and these are somewhere around the 12C, 12CR, or is it 12C28, something like that. Doesn't last a long time, but it's a good stainless steel, and it'll last a fair amount of time for what it is. This with the 01 tool steel is just my workhorse. And a lot of my work knives, I don't tend to go for the higher steels because there's the difficulty in sharpening. Whereas with this, with 01 tool steel or anything like that, I can carry that with me and have enough to, and I always carry a little leather strap with me. If the leather strap doesn't fix it, a couple of swipes on here and my leather strap that's in my little notepad that I take with me. Just stupendous. Again, non-threatening knife. Non-threatening, because it doesn't have that look, that aggressive look that you get with that. And you know, again, I don't find it I find it so attractive, the clip point, but it is out there. It's got that skinny end on it. People do tend to get frightened of. So that's the Forager from Ashley. It's a new design from him. Myself, Justin, and Mikey got one each. So we designed it. I just think it's fabulous. But I love all these. I love them all in use, especially. These tend to be the ones I go for in use. Now, I use a lot of my clip points as well, no doubt about it. And I mean, there's a Rough Rider I showed earlier on. That's a fantastic knife. Thick, stocky, stainless steel 440A, stainless steel, good body, bone, finger groove, or not finger groove, easy opening. Sits fantastic in my hand. 420A. Still a really good steel because ease of sharpening. It's fantastic. So we'll put that one up there. But here's one to throw the spanner in the works. In fact, I'm going to take that out of there because this is the one. What's the difference between a spear and a pen blade? And I've got one of the knives that I believe will just demonstrate that. Because pen blades, we tend to see them as a secondary blade. This is one of my Tony Bowes case knives, one of my SHOT Show specials. This is a little pen blade. And the difference between this and this, it's just smaller and thinner. That's all it is. It's smaller and thinner than this. And again, there you go. Smaller and thinner. But it still does a lot of the tasks the bigger knife will do. It's great to have it as a secondary blade because it's a good length. Do you know what I mean? It's about a 2-inch there. 2 inches of cutting edge. Super, super knife. Love it. Love the snap on that. And then you also get a main spear. And look at that. That reminds me very much of my GEC. And I would say, yep, look, they're pretty similar in length. Beautiful big swedge on this case, Tony Bowes, and a long pull. A little bit thicker girth at the top here, but it comes down to a nice, and this is in a higher blade steel as well. This is an ATS 34, which is a super blade steel. These are special. It only makes this batch once a year. Well, case. Sorry, I'm saying that as if it's the past tense with Tony. Sadly, he passed away. But the ATS 34 he liked to use when he was doing his shot show knives. This is fantastic with that serpentine, that sort of, it's a dog leg, but an absolutely stunning knife. And you get the choice of a fat and a thin. And to me, personally, I think that's you covered, full stop. You're absolutely covered if you want to carry a knife like this with the two little pen blades. I can't think of any jobs that you couldn't do with it. So there you go, the humble little pen blade, but in so many different sizes, variants, thicknesses, then just more of an aggressive spear point, which I like. And this just changed the sodbuster pattern for me because this is just fabulous. The blade looks a bit too small for the handle, but it's not. I have a large hand. It's perfect. And I've about 2.5 inches of blade there. Will again do everything I need to do it on a daily basis. Or even the unexpected things. I can make do with that knife to do anything else. So what do you think of the spear? Is it one of your favourite patterns? I tend to look for ones that are different sizes now. I have enough spears, but I like to find ones that are different patterns. And to me, it's just an all-rounder. Fantastic knife. If you're going to start out, get one of these. Get one of these. About 30 quid or so. Maybe they're not. I don't know what the price of them are. This is an old one. I have no idea what the prices are. But take a lovely edge very easily and just an all-round knife. Nice walk and talk on it. I say it's slightly off, but it's nowhere near touching. It's just a lovely knife. And they all come like this. They all come in great standard. There you go now. Take care. Paddy's away for a cup of tea. I hope you enjoyed that about the spear. Let me know down below what you think about it. And if you've enjoyed this wee video, please hit the like button on the way out. And if you're not subscribed and you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. Really does help the channel an awful lot. Helps me get more people to view. YouTube take very kindly to people who subscribe and who like. So please help me with that. That would be fantastic. And if you leave me a comment, I'll try my very best to get back to you. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.